Moomoo is going to give you up to 15 free stocks. When you open a new Moomoo brokerage account, you put $100 in that brokerage account, they're going to give you 5 free stocks. You put $1,000 in that brokerage account, they're going to give you 15 free stocks. Click on that link down in the description box. Open up that new Moomoo account today. Go get that free stock. Go get that free money. Go check out my new website, Richard Fain Millionaire Mentor website, www.richardfain.net. Click on that link down in the description box. Go check out my website. Go check out those fantastic digital products that I handpicked to help you get to your pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Also, while you're there, consider joining my private mentorship club. Just click on that membership button or that join button in the website and join today so that you can be a part of a very exclusive mentorship club offered by yours truly, Richard Fain. How your bank keeps you broke. Let me tell you how they make money. And the reason I know they make money this way is because I was in the banking business for 25 years as a commercial banker. They make money in 2 different ways off consumers. One way is what they call interest income. And then the second way is non-interest income. So what is interest income? Well, when we walk into a bank and we deposit money into our checking account or our savings account, the bank then turns around, they take that money and they lend it to consumers like you and I. When they lend that money to consumers, the consumer pays them an interest rate to borrow that money. That rate can be anywhere from 2% to 20%, depending upon what type of loan or credit card the consumer is getting. The second way they make money, like I mentioned earlier, is non-interest expense. And non-interest expense is everything else banks make money off of outside of a loan. For example, overdraft fees, credit card fees, ATM fees, wire transfer fees, monthly maintenance or service fees on our checking or savings account. Those are non-interest expenses. So banks make money off consumers in those 2 main ways. Now that we know how banks make money off you and I, let's talk about how we can prevent them from keeping us broke. The first way we can prevent them from keeping us broke is not putting our money in the bank. But let me explain. We all need to have a checking account and a savings account for 2 purposes. Our checking account should be our operating account. That's where we're going to take care of our personal finances. We're going to pay our utility bill. We're going to buy grocery and pay for it out of our checking account, etc. We also need a savings account because that's where we're going to keep our emergency fund. And our emergency fund is going to be 3 to 6 months of our expenses. We're going to keep that at the bank because we need that in a safe place that we are able to get access to it if there's an emergency that pops up in our life. So from that standpoint, yes, you do want to keep that amount of money in the bank. But the remainder of your money, no, you do not want to keep it in the bank. You actually want to take that money and be able to invest it in assets that are going to build wealth for you. See, back to how banks make money on that interest income. When people keep all their money in the bank, they don't invest any of it, and it's just a surplus of their money that's sitting there. When that bank is lending that money out and getting 4, 5, 6, 10, 20% interest on it, they're going to pay you pennies on the dollar. They're not going to pay you that much interest. We all know that. So why keep your surplus or excess cash in the bank? Stop keeping it in the bank. Start investing it in assets that will build wealth for you like real estate or the stock market or a business, and that way you can stop the bank from keeping you broke. The next way you can stop the bank from keeping you broke is you can stop financing liabilities. And when I say liabilities, guys, obviously we're talking about cars, boats, personal loans, unsecured loans, any of these types of loans that you're getting from banks that do not build your wealth or do not put money in your pocket. They simply take money out of your pocket. You got to stop with those types of loans, right? If we're going to borrow money from a bank, we should be borrowing money that we're going to use to buy assets. Assets like real estate, right? Income producing real estate, where I can put a tenant in that property and that tenant will pay me rent, and that rent is going to pay the mortgage, it's going to pay the property taxes, it's going to pay the insurance, and then it's going to also put money in my pocket as well. Those are the types of things, if you want to borrow money from banks, you want to be able to utilize that money for. So the second way to stop the bank from keeping you broke is stop financing liabilities. Probably things we don't need anyways in most cases. And then the third way we want to stop the bank from keeping us broke is we want to stop going to banks and asking them for advice on how we should spend our money. Now, let me make a disclaimer. I'm not talking about you not listening to a licensed investment advisor that's going to help you invest your money in the stock market so that you can build your wealth. Not talking about that. I'm talking about when we go into the bank and we just sit down at the desk for a person that is not a licensed investment advisor. They're just a person that works at the bank. See, the banks don't have any incentive, guys, to teach us anything about finances. They have no incentive to provide you financial education. Why? Because they're making money off of you, right? They want you to come into their bank, put all of your money in their bank, and you not understand how money works, because then they're going to take your money and lend it out and make money off of interest on loans that they lend to people like you and I. So they really have no incentive to teach you how to manage your money. They don't really have an incentive to teach you how to invest your money, because guess what that will do? That's going to be taking deposits out of their bank, and in turn, that's going to give them less deposits, so they won't be able to lend as much out from their deposits, because you'll be taking your money out. They do not want you to take your money out of their bank. So please consider getting you a financial advisor, a licensed financial advisor, if you want to learn how to invest your money in the stock market. Also, if you want to learn how to invest your money in real estate, certainly find you somebody in your local area that has had success in buying and owning and selling real estate for investment. And then that person can help you, teach you the ropes. Your bank is not going to do that, guys, because they have no incentive to, right? They want you to put that money in there and forget about it. That way they can turn around and lend that money out and make a bunch of money while they're paying you pennies on your interest rate on your savings account. In most cases, it's not going to pay you a dime on your checking account, right? So if you got $100 grand sitting in your personal checking account, that's crazy, because you're not earning any interest in most cases, and the bank is taking that $100K and they're lending it out 10 times to people and making a bunch of money from a loan interest rate. Banks make money in many different ways. I only took two very easy ways that they make money that I could communicate to you guys in this video. They make money in many different ways, but for consumers, that's really the two main ways they make money, through interest income and non-interest income. Moomoo is going to give you up to 15 free stocks. When you open a new Moomoo brokerage account, you put $100 in that brokerage account, they're going to give you 5 free stocks. You put $1,000 in that brokerage account, they're going to give you 15 free stocks. Click on that link down in the description box. Open up that new Moomoo account today. Go get that free stock. go get that free money. Go check out my new website, Richard Fain Millionaire Mentor website, www.richardfain.net. Click on that link down in the description box. Go check out my website. Go check out those fantastic digital products that I handpicked to help you get to your pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Also, while you're there, consider joining my private mentorship club. Just click on that membership button or that join button in the website and join today so that you can be a part of a very exclusive mentorship club offered by yours truly, Richard Fain.